thing that pops up, no pun intended, on Friday. People talk about sex a lot, and I just want you to kind of steer your way from, penetrating the subject deeply about sex. Please, try to avoid it. Thank you. I don't know. He's the guy who you're living in his body, and you created a new account called To Be For Prez. That's who you are. You even spell it the way you are. I mean, is there any getting away from you? You're just going to constantly be in our show. All right, whatever. Ebola is a scary close to Obama. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I don't know if you want to do iBlog or any of those.
Yeah, I think we will do iBlog, because I think it was worthwhile. They said I was a worthless scumbag in the last show, so I'd like to try, see if I can meet some new people who don't think I'm a worthless scumbag.
Oh, goodness.
No, you can talk about sex all you want. I was kidding about that. Feel free. Feel free, born free, to talk about sex, to share with your friends, so born to be so free. Yeah, don't you realize you're living... Thank you. Don't you realize you're living in an amazing world where you can talk about whatever you want? The Democrats can't define free speech. Don't let them. Born free, as free as a butterfly.
It is. What,
as free as the
isn't this music?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play it since
Born
David's
free
singing.
to follow your sex urges.
Puff Daddy and Baby Justin in 1994. 2002 is
Puff Daddy.
P. Diddy and Big Justin.
Yeah. You see the whole transition went down on the Illuminati. Check out African American music, everybody, as it's gone through a stage of metamorphosis to the point where they all are owned. Everyone is owned now. It all be owned by the man. You can't get no political rap going anymore. You don't like black music? That's your choice. We're going to try to, just profile just a touch of this. Let's take it off your head there. I don't want the...
You don't want it on my head?
No, put it over my head. Put the whole thing over my head. Put it over the blackface guy. Here, can I? Let me. I can't touch that screen.
Go ahead.
I don't know why the lady censored herself. What are we looking at here?
Should we do high quality or low bandwidth?
I think that's the evolution of African American music. Am I correct, David Nation? Obama, can't you see black anger in Ferguson? Obama can't see anything, even among his own people, if indeed you think he's black. His usual role of the uniter, preaching calm, yeah. Well, he's not the uniter when he uses words like racist, when he called Geraldine Ferraro a racist. That wasn't a uniter. All Geraldine Ferraro said, late former vice presidential nominee under Mondale, was that had he not been black, he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have had all this success. Reverend Al Sharpton should hold a rally for Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri on Sunday, August 17th at 3 p.m. A lot of you folk who've been to the great Reverend Al Sharpton's meetings know that he is serious about ending racial separation and divide in our country. As you know, I'm a strong protagonist of integration, and I want all of us to reach out to our fellow brothers and sisters who are African American and at least say, "Hi, I'm a white guy." You may say whatever you want. You may speak whatever you want. You may say, "I like Wonder Bread." Or you may not say it. Whatever you choose to do, however you stereotype people, you must understand that it goes both ways. That's not Al Sharpton. He wishes he could talk like me. I'm talking more like the great...
Is that a motor time? Oh, can do it too.
Reverend Manning, the long-legged Mac Daddy, Barack Obama. I'm referring to the great Reverend Manning and the church that has done a great deal to review Obama's evil ways. All right, let's sing a song. No, I actually eat brown bread. I prefer whole wheat or maybe a 10 grain or something like that. Preferably no GMO. I don't like GMOs. Whenever I can avoid them, I avoid them. I do, Dodo. It mostly resembling you, actually. I got chunks of guys like you in my stools.
I guess you like that song, huh?
I do. I like to place whatever everyone else wants to play.
They want you to sing the song.
Baby for Ludacris. Justin Bieber hasn't had a hit in 22 months, at least. Let's listen in. My Ding-a-Ling by Chuck Berry. I should do a lot of things. There's just a limited amount of time left. I'll try to do whatever I can to help it all out. All right, so let's move on.
You should sit here because you always lean on these.
Yeah, I don't want to lean on you.
I mean, it's like
lean on me.
It's like, you know,
thank you, Dingleberry.
messing with my back.
Dingleberry Cream, I understand where you're coming from. Sarah, I'm sorry, I won't mess with your back by leaning on your chair.
No, I mean,
let me just sit on this
chair.
small stub of a chair.
Here, I like that chair better.
All right.
Let's switch.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day we're having. How are you in the neighborhood, Sarah? Won't you be my neighbor? Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to our show. Today we're going to talk to Sarah, and we might meet Mr. McFeely. I'd like to share with all of you about how freedom and our privacy is being destroyed by an overtaking totalitarian regime of the NSA and a lot of big police officers, like the ones in Ferguson, that have now been replaced by the State Patrol because they couldn't do their job right. Won't you be my neighbor? Hey, neighbor, how are you? All right, so Dave, what do you do all day before you start casting? Top or down, I have a ritual of constant meditation prior to the show, in which I review the thousands of documents that are currently stored in my memory bank. It's a type of defragmentation, much like a hard drive, in which I go through and synthesize and come up with new ideas to solve America's problems. That's what I do. I'm a solver. I'm a problem solver. Constant meditation is the key. No, I don't just sit there. I shoot my BB gun at my target. I try to work on my aim. I'm sure you're always watching, Dodo. I know. Why watch from the bushes when you can turn on the camera, get a close-up view?
It depends on your email host, 293. You can go and mark this as spam, and eventually they'll see that it's all spam, and it'll go directly to your spam folder. Or sometimes you can go scroll down to the bottom of the page and click unsubscribe, so they can unsubscribe your email.
David, have you seen the new graphite filter for desalination? Balls out. No. Send me a link. I've talked to a few people with semi-permeable membranes that work with desalination, but I've not seen the graphite filter. I've seen the graphite system that ignites and turns into steam when hit by the sun, if that's what you're referring to. It creates steam, which is a form of desalination, so I think I have seen what you're talking about. It's a great application. We could easily use it in the seawater pipeline. Fantastic. We could probably get 10 gallons a day as opposed to 2 gallons. Your membrane is permeable, I know.
Thanks for keeping us up to date with the CNN news.
Thanks, Ed. I mean, TV4 Prez. To before. To before Prez. Ed can't hide his character. He comes in the room as just a guy who wants to get noticed, but you cry like a baby.
I don't think so, 11282, but of course I'm not a religious person.
I know. You know things are bad when Dodo can only talk about masturbation. Let's elevate our brains a little higher above the masturbatory subcortex level that you're currently at, Dodo. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about masturbation all night. Thank you, though. Don't you know how much you know about this? The UK is literally a catalog of famous fiddler players of the past who have been arrested for sex abuse. Yeah, I heard about it. The latest is Cliff Richard, the UK version of Elvis for a short period. WTF? Do you think about this, David? What do you think? Yes, 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 yes. I believe that. Have you heard, people like the guy from The Who, Remember him? He was called in as a pedophile. Remember him? I forget his name. Peter Townsend. I think his name is Peter Townsend. He was called in, having been caught with child pornography on his computer. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So what you're saying has a ring of truth to it. And I'm beginning to wonder if perversion is the last refuge of a bunch of greedy pigs who are so corrupt that they have so much power. And I'm not talking about Peter Townsend. I'm talking about the elitists in England. I think Robin Williams died of, no. I think it was foul play. I've gone through the whole thing, and it does make sense. Most likely, the superficial cuts on his hands were defense wounds. Most likely. And the belt...
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just reading something else.
The belt that was used was abnormally small. It was for a 33-inch waist size. I don't know. I don't even know the belt size. No, yeah, it doesn't look right. Plus, he had a wonderful life to live, and he wouldn't have no reason to kill himself. They said he had Parkinson's. What's the worst a guy like that's going to have to deal with? His doctor saying, "I'm sorry, Robin, but you can't snort coke anymore. Maybe you can mainline." You know, so the idea of not having cocaine anymore might have been enough to push him over the edge, but it doesn't sound right. Yeah, beginning stages of Parkinson's, you get that when you snort coke incessantly. I don't want to name names, but there's a lot of people with Parkinson's in the media. And you know that they were heavy coke users, you know that. They just won't admit it. I don't know. That's another weird thing. Did Williams leave any kind of note? Where is that missing piece of data? I know, and that was a weird coincidence. The Robin Williams guy... Oh, here, I'll do it. The Robin Williams guy... The Robin Williams Family Guy suicide episode aired right before the actor's death. Minutes before. Thank you so much. Weird coincidence. So many people who believe that Illuminati hits occur all the time. I don't snort coke. I've never done drugs or powder. I have smoked marijuana, and I did inhale. But I don't consider that a drug. You know, you can call whatever you want Sagami, but I'm talking about people who've done a lot of coke in their life who have Parkinson's right now, okay? And he was in the middle of an expensive divorce, and he had Parkinson's. He would be unable to support his family. He was being charged a lot by his wives, and he did cheat on his wives. We know that for a fact. He could have sold his properties, all of them, even his land on Mars that he purchased as Mork. Calls into Congress to demilitarize police. I'd like to demilitarize police. I'd like to see less military presence in Ferguson and more people on the street trying to help those people get some fairness. Hey, I've been very upfront about this. I will definitely curtail federal funding to all municipalities that have brutality cases that are not prosecuted. I don't want anyone on the farce who has committed brutality or alleged to have committed brutality. Period. So I want anybody suspended with an alleged brutality charge. I will not send them any federal money otherwise. That's one way to stem this problem with an outrageous totalitarian police state forming in America. I know. Wouldn't that be funny if he did buy on Mars? What about that great movie Robin Williams did? What Dreams May Come. What Dreams May Come. Sarah and I saw it the first week I think we met. Remember that?
Yeah.
Maybe our second visit, I think we went. Our second meeting. Sarah and I went to see What Dreams May Come. And it was one of the most powerful movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was very powerful.
If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching.
You could think of that as where Robin Williams is now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Especially, it deals with suicide in that movie. Did you know that?
I know. That's exactly what I was referring to. Let's go there. You want to just do a little... Let me do a quick type in. Let's see if we can get a clip of this. Robin Williams' most spiritual movie. David, how many dates should a couple go on before they have sex? I would say 6,422. What do you think? How many dates do you think they should wait to?
Are you going to court somebody? Is that what you're thinking of doing? Look at the visuals in this movie too. It was almost like a Jackson Pollock painting. The whole movie was. It's an amazing visual experience. Okay, we will there. We will. This was him in the magical world of the movie, and it's just a visually stunning movie if you haven't seen it.
Paint. I never knew that.
This is him in the afterlife.
Actually, Dan, in that movie, he goes up to heaven.
Yeah.
His wife commits suicide and goes to hell, and he actually goes to hell
Right.
from heaven to get her back.
He goes to hell from heaven to get her back. I know, but he was also talking about Obama in a negative way a month before he died. 29, guess 29. Do you have that proof? Anything? Email
That was a
it.
good book, The Giver.
This is the world that Robin Williams imagined living in the afterlife, everyone. Now, I don't know, are they going to cremate his body or are they going to inter him in the mausoleum? Does anybody know? Is anybody in touch with Robin's heirs at all? Anyone? Wow. They cremated him already? What do you mean, who cares, he's gone? They cremated him already. That means they may be covering up something. That's a little unusual when they cremate somebody that fast. Interesting. I'm a little suspicious. What do you think?
I'm beginning to think you might be right, Dan.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's a... We're talking about the death of a young child here in Ferguson. Come on, young man. Looks trendy beat with those fellas singing Nation, but sorry words are less for my desire. Didn't you hear that he robbed a store right before he got shot, did you? I heard about that, Topper Dan, yeah. There's a lot of people that are killed innocently by the brutal police. Let's not divert from the true subject. You're forgetting. I didn't mean to, Lenny Carl. Your statement was outrageous. It's not unusual to get cremated within a few minutes of death. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not unusual for people to want to cover up evidence in a crime. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not unusual to see a high-profile character like Robin Williams disposed of with cremation. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Are you going to grant Robin Williams? No, not yet. If Robin Williams came out against Israel, it would be big, especially after his forum supported. Seeing all the dead kids in Gaza made him change his mind. Meester, I got to ask any of you, do you have any proof that Robin Williams was making any political statements a month before he died? And guess 29, I'm directing that question to you. Robbie Williams is another story, Lenny. We can't go there yet. Let's pay homage to Robin right now, and then we'll move on in the alphabet to Robbie. Okay, somebody over here says this guy is a joke and he'll never ever...
That was from yesterday, and I don't know how to clear chat.
I don't understand why people have to see I'm a joke. I'm not even here to make jokes.
I don't know why you have to read...
But I haven't even said a joke tonight. That's why I find it odd that people think I'm a joke.
That was from last night, anyway.
Is it true you had guys' socks with gays' socks? I don't have guys' socks. No. I've never had guys' socks. I have male socks with a crew cut, fit size, I believe 9 to 12, foot size. I've never had guys' socks around. Men's socks, yeah. Yeah. What are guys' socks? David, what did you do today? Lenny, I played a game at 4 o'clock with Sarah. We also went out and printed some signs. Let me show you a couple of them that I'm making up. Hold on. Excuse me. And Larson is this guy that is basically a slick Democrat who's been in power for the past umpteen dozen years. He doesn't ever stand up to the war machine or the military-industrial complex. He endorses everything, including the environmental impact statement. And just the past 3 weeks of me complaining about Larson, guess what? A newspaper ad on the newsstands today saying that Larson's going to try to open up comments about the environmental impact statement. I say BS. This is too little too late. He's had years to talk about it. He didn't make a complaint in the recent environmental statement comment section. We did. So this guy, we're stopping. These are the signs that'll be all over the place soon. Save nature, get our nature back, because these military planes and overhead flights are insane, and he won't even make a comment on those. He's just saying in the article that he's opening up to new questions. He's going to try to get them to open it up. It's beyond that now. He's just doing that to pander to the public and be a glad man. Okay, this is one of them. This is our bigger sign. We were also, of course, putting up big ones that will be stolen again. But the write-in campaign continues, and it's now we're focusing on Larson. I took all my old signs and rebuilt them. So this will be the new sign you'll see in the local areas. All over the place. I could have 100 of these things. Actually, only about 40 of these. But you can print out on our website now, davidsponheim.com, this in color or black and white. And the black and white, I think, stands out pretty well. And this can be printed at a local Office Max for 33 cents. So the only thing preventing you from putting a sign up in your neighborhood, if you're in Washington State, is 33 cents. Down with Larson, I know. He's part of the military-industrial complex. He ratified the war in Iraq, you know. A lot of the Democrats in this area have got to realize this guy will not do any help, give any help to the people that are concerned about jet noise. He won't even come out with his own opinion about it. He's just saying he's opening it to the possibility. Okay, here's the proof that he was murdered. Thank you, Better Music. Let's take a look. Wow. Robin Williams reveals who murdered him.
Hey folks, I believe that Robin Williams spoke to me from heaven, and I'm going to let you know exactly what he said. I'm going to read you parts of my conversation with Jane Agnew and Frank Steiner.
Okay, now this woman claims to be speaking to Robin Williams
and it just
in heaven.
happened that while I was getting ready to Google chat with Jane, that Robin started talking to me from heaven. And I said, hey Jane, I'm not sure, but I think Robin is talking to me from heaven right now. Every now and then Jesus will allow some folks from heaven to talk to me. Jane, I believe it. Is he saying anything good? And I said, let me talk to him. And Robin said, your friend Jane is cool. And Jane put a smiley face and said, aw. Hey Robin, I said to him, why have you connected with me now? I like your idea of making another video to talk about the post-traumatic stress I suffered because of all that penis crap that Jesuits did to us.
You know, there's something a little bit odd about the tone of this woman. I'm going to look at it a little bit later, but what was that? Was this a person claiming to talk to God, and we're actually listening to her on our show?
Yes.
Come on, we can do better than this.
Yes, I would
Thank
think
you,
so.
TV. Come on in, Sarah. Let's talk about the after effects of having a bad... No, I didn't choose to live here when military jets are flying everywhere. I was actually told when we bought this area in 1994 or 93 that we were in a no-fly zone by the realtor. We even have a little Xerox page saying we're in the no-fly zone. I have proof of that. Thank you. I was never told that I'd be under jet paths of F-18s flying at 300 feet causing 120 decibels. Yes, they did, but I was there with the purchase of the house with my family at the time, and we were fully lied to by the real estate agents. Doesn't really matter. I'm not departing my area. I like it here. I just want you people to realize that we need some oversight. We need the Navy to be in check, and we need our representative to do that job of checking the Navy. He didn't. Now, Connie had her own life at the time. She was doing something else in an area near here. She wasn't involved in what my family was doing at the time. I was literally giving full-time care to my parents during that time period as well. I single-handedly moved my family from California up here by myself without any help from any human being. My property values are declining because of the Navy.
David's sister, Johnny Bondo, is named Connie.
I should be proud they like me. These flyovers are not good for our country either. We're supporting a war machine. It's not a trailer, Rodney. It's a modular. We're supporting an incredible war machine that has left us without any real guidance or strategy worldwide. We've seen it play out in various areas around the world, and now we're seeing failed policies by Barack Obama unravel right before your very eyes. This Arab Spring has turned out to be a nightmare for countless civilians around the world in 7 nations now, being forced to be driven by Sharia law, jihadists running their country because Barack Obama urged them to have democratic elections ahead of time. I don't know who died and put Barack Obama in charge, but I think the American people's brain died and put Barack Obama in charge. And I think the real problem is awakening the mind of the American people to this terrible legacy of destruction and killing around the world that's been going on under yet another puppet president, just like George W. Bush. I know a lot of you Democrats are extremely upset that he didn't support your mandate. I left the Democratic Party in 2008 because I saw where they were going, and it was bad. They aren't democratic. They don't open the discussion to popular opinion. They don't even understand what free speech is. Obama is exactly like Bush. He sides with the corporatocracy. He's endorsed war. He actually sent 68,000 more troops to Afghanistan to protect the warlords and the opium trafficking that the CIA profits from. Well, I have a different dream for this country, and we want the transparency that the Democrats put out there in the election. We want the kind of president that openly talks about things on a daily basis. We don't need a teleprompter reader anymore. We need a person who can respond to the American people. Well, I'll be giving you a full tour of the house as part of my 2016 campaign. You'll even see my special area where I do most of my meditation. But I'm not here to share that with you right now. I live in an enchanted world that's being destroyed and devastated by 120 decibel crashing sounds from F-18s flying over my head. I'm literally living in the crash zone of the war machine that we call America. And I want this country to be strong. I want this nation to have strong defenses, but I want more UAVs at a cheaper price. I don't want big, antiquated F-35s that cost $230 million. I know. I'm delivering the blackface as a result of my political beliefs being stymied and stifled for years, 6 years now. So yeah, the blackface is part of that guerrilla campaign, guerrilla media campaign. And there's no pun intended in anything I'm saying here. The guerrilla media campaign is essentially just that. It's designed to break through the wall of voodoo that the media, the mainstream media, has constructed against anybody, any American who wants to speak out. I've only committed to foreign involvement involving maintaining advantage and supporting our allies. I'm not committed to being the 9/11 police force around the world. Sarah is one of my advisors, yeah. No, my toilets do not have mini cans in them. I haven't checked, though. I mean, should I go in there right now and see if I have a mini can in my toilet? That's preposterous. I'm not into rap either.
Oh, you have air traffic going over. He has Balls Out has air traffic going over his house too.
Balls Out has air traffic going over his house. Some people are getting. I don't have a touch to lose, friend of friend. I've never lost my touch. I have what is called the X factor. I'm going to hand the keyboard over to my Xbox, and I'm going to talk to you guys as if I don't need a keyboard. I don't need to chat. Let's pull out of other involvements and protect our borders. I agree. Well, I don't need to get drawn into other wars. You know, we've seeded other wars with this Arab Spring thing. Once we remove the Arab Spring concept and the concept that you cannot possibly spread democracy around the world, then we'll be back on track. Let's help our own country become a democracy, okay? Because the Democrats can't even do it. She is. I don't know if the word wholesome is appropriate, but she's a very beautiful woman and classy. I find her very much like Princess Grace. I was smitten with Princess Grace when I was growing up, just watching her before your time, guys. But Sarah has the same kind of innate class that Princess Grace had. No, I'm not Chris Hansen's brother, and I don't have a chat log of what you're saying right now. For the perverted justice was watching you in the chat room you were in earlier, Jim, and it's possible you've been reading that chat while grabbing for a prophylactic. David, what is an unwholesome? Well, it's not wholesome is not a good word to talk about a woman.
No.
I'm totally Chris Hansen. Well, you detected the facial reconstructive surgery after the allegations by the National Enquirer. We need a better press agent. I need to cover this track. I don't want anyone knowing my past life. I want everyone to listen closely to the chat and how I've changed my voice and modified it to make it sound less like Chris Hansen. So listen closely while I use this voice modulator to sound less like Chris Hansen. All right, moving on. That was not a funny joke. I'm moving on, obviously. Okay, let's talk about how you guys are going to evolve as masturbatory zombies.
Oh, let's talk about the evolution of the Panama Canal.
Oh, okay, great.
Since the did you know that the Panama Canal is 100 years old?
It is, yeah.
And that more than 1 million ships have crossed the Panama Canal?
Did you know the Chinese are trying to move in on that area by building all kinds of private investments now that Panama became its own country a few years ago?
Yeah, probably.
No, not true about Von Helton, but possibly about Gerald Celente. I like him. Wholesome is a fine word. No, this is why you're still alone with your hand. You might as well get married to your hand, Topper Dan. Put a little dress on it. Walk down the aisle with your hand. Da 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 da. Yeah, it'd be you and your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to introduce the lovely couple, Copper Dan and his hand. You need to talk to women with respect, okay? You're not showing any respect for this lady, okay? First you get the power, then you get the ladies. No, I'm not on crack. Unlike Barack Obama and Robin Williams, I don't do drugs. And I'm living as Barack Obama is living, I believe. I don't think he's been replaced by a clone. I'm getting offended because the word wholesome is not a... Do you find the word wholesome to be a compliment?
It's, yeah, somewhat. It's like you're... It's better than saying I'm a... W-H-O-R-E.
But wholesome is like something you talk about, non-GMO wheat cereal. It's like, check out my girlfriend, non-GMO wheat cereal. I mean, it's just something.
Well, check out my girlfriend. She's just like, let's look up the word wholesome.
I'm too sexy for your girlfriend, too sexy for your man, too sexy. No, David. I bet Sarah's a different person. No, she's the same person everywhere she goes. Healthy. It's a healthy, wholesome. Wholesome is healthy. How about just healthy? Conducive to or suggestive of good health and physical well-being. Wholesome.
Promoting moral well-being.
Well, see, Lenny Carl goes to the weird part and starts talking about orifices, and I find that very disturbing, Lenny. It's off topic completely, and this is exactly why you're on the skids in terms of, participating in our chat room, Lenny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 3337 has a point. This is what I'm saying.
You wouldn't use the word wholesome to describe. Oh, really? I would, ironically. I would use that word if I were in a derogatory mode.
No, in derogatory, according to the dictionary, it's suggestive of good health and physical well-being. So if that's good for your well-being, that's wonderful.
Okay, well, I'm not going to pick the word apart. If you're happy with the word wholesome, you look real wholesome today.
Thanks.
Okay. You look so hot, but you look real wholesome.
Well, wholesome is like modest.
But it's almost like that word middle people again. Remember we talked about that? It's almost like that. It's just not respectful.
I know you wouldn't want me to say you look wholesome.
I wouldn't. And to say you're a handsome woman is not appropriate either.
I'm handsome, yes.
I called Michelle Obama, the transgender, a handsome woman.
Well, I was offended at the word becoming. Like I have a becoming haircut. But actually I found out that becoming is a good word.
Becoming?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very becoming of you.
Yes.
Oh, that's very becoming of you. Herpetic Taint says, Dave, how about just letting people use the effing words they want to use? Yeah. How about that? Okay, herpetic paint, go for it. You speak what you say in your mind, let it out, let it just talk, okay? Just let it out. You be coming tonight? Tonight's the night. Lenny Carl, David Watson, you're beep, 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 beep. Stop talking that way, Lenny.
I love English, yeah.
I get the impression I have a lot of connotations attached to the word wholesome.
I sometimes, yes, connotations that aren't necessarily with the definition.
Sarah, you look radiant. David, you look like a dead fish rotting on the beach.
That's not nice.
It's becoming very wholesome, that dead fish.
I mean,
do I look like a wholesome dead fish? Radiated?
Like I'm radiating?
Yeah,
like from
you're irradiated. Yeah, you're radiated, and I look like a dead fish. This is great. Topper Dan, you got a wonderful way with words. You should become an alliterist or possibly a poet or maybe even a rock star like Barack Obama. Yeah, it's really sad, isn't it?
I know.
We've come a long way, folks.
No.
You know, I grew up in a time when America was great, and now I have to say America's good, but I don't know how great it is when we deny our own people.
Good and getting better.
Well, I mean, we're denying our own people freedom of speech. We've got a bunch of commies in the Democratic Party that say that I can't even do a parody of Barack Obama or I'm objectionable.
So they can call you whatever they want. But you are wonderful.
But isn't it funny how they're attacking the messenger, the person who's been trying to warn people about Barack Obama all this time, and now, even 6 years into his failed presidency, they're still attacking me, the messenger, instead of admitting that Obama failed. They can't say it. If you Democrats could mouth the words, Obama failed, just do that. Obama failed. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's sing along, everybody. Obama failed. Let's get a backbeat. One, a one, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Like Obama said. Like a. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk. Obama failed. Yeah. Obama sucks. Hands in the air, Obama. He failed. USA all the way. Hello, America. Obama failed.
Oh, goodness.
All right, this is not a joke. This is Friday night. This is what we do on Freedom Friday night. It's fun. I'm going to go get some coffee because I'm not jacked up enough.
You're not?
No, I'd have to be about 10 times more jacked up to even get close to Robin Williams, or maybe even close to Barack Obama on a good night after his crack pipe. All right. You know, Barack Obama is the first president that I've heard of that's ever smoked crack. And you still voted for him, you Democrats. Well, make no mistake about it. That's some good crack. Well, let's be clear. Could you load another chip of coke in that?
They wanted it to go to the state police, but they probably will give it to someone else too. Oh. So Meow TV2 is proposing that they're going to use the activities in Ferguson, Missouri as an entire way to push the socialist agenda by saying that the police did not act correctly, therefore they are going to go in and act correctly, or that only the governments, the federal government, can truly take care of the people, or something like that, something of that nature. A pretty interesting point there, I would say. It's not what I'm trying to do. No. Do you think Meow TV2 is Stephen Colbert trolling? Is that what Stephen Colbert said on his show today? Police militarization in America, a CNN video. Sometimes the the small towns have been buying the guns from the police because they can. Like the military that's one of the ways that the military actually gets rid of some of their weapons. But it is allows the Department of Defense to distribute military grade tactical weapon to federal and state law enforcement. And sometimes they say that they're actually they're leasing the equipment to the people. They're not actually selling it to them. So they can always come in and say, well, this is really our equipment. Nice, Mad Dog. You think Bill Maher has a troll account here too? No, I won't be the leader of America's Third Party while David is the leader. He's the one that started this party, and I'm just here to support him. That's what it is. Wait, what, Power J? Tensions are up as Ukraine says destroys Russian armor? That doesn't make sense. Oh, Ukraine said it had destroyed part of Russian armored column that entered into its territory in the incursion, and that both sides of the border are increasing their tension. Oh, interesting, Meow TV2. I think a woman could be president, especially a strong single woman. I think that she can definitely lead. Yes, I was just reading about the Islamic State fighters. They took the Yazidi town, and there have been reports of killings and abductions there. You have an interesting point, Meow TV2. I do have feelings and I care, and I think that would make me a good ruler if I were, to be in that position. I think that in the past our presidents haven't cared about the people. Some people think that they were trained in Syria to fight against think that ISIS or IS was trained by the CIA in Syria to fight against Assad. I personally think it's a totally different group. So you think that presidents should not care at all about the people? They should just be totally devoid of feeling? Okay, thanks, Stevie, for president. Okay. They say the ancient minority sect is still in danger in Yazidi. Oh, really? Meow TV2. That's funny. David's taking a small break. It's not just a cup of coffee, but he's taking a small break as well. So the control should be with the people then, Snake Feathers? I have taken many breaks in the past, and I will be taking more shortly. The Indian premier set a goal of banking access for all. I guess that goal was set really by the IMF because they want to control people. I don't think that's going to happen, Meow TV2. Oh, darn. Okay, enjoy your troll run. It's happening right now where Al-Qaeda is claiming that they're going to attack IS. How did ISIS get flush with money? They're using guerrilla tactics to destroy the ISIS supply lines. Interesting. Well, let them fight each other then. Let Al-Qaeda fight ISIS and ISIS fight over there. I don't understand why the U.S. and France and other countries have to be involved with this. According to Fox News, that Al-Qaeda core leadership, but not its senior members, have pledged support for IS in a sign of growing competition between the two groups. Yeah, why do they keep saying that they have so much money? Did I hear about the... You say it's it's from all the mosque donations, Alpha Dog? And they're worth $2 billion? They got $2 billion from mosque donations? Wow. Huh. Oh, ISIS looted a bank in Iraq for $500 million? Oh. It could be they're framing people. And yeah, I could see them getting money from pillaging. So crazy. Anyway. Lindsey Graham thinks that the IS is going to attack us here at home in the U.S. I don't really think so. Well, I would say it's a news story that they have more money than others, because if they have more money, then they can purchase weapons and things like that. But I think it's time I send you on your way, Topper Dan. Go away. Bye. See ya. That way there won't be any triangle in your mind. Some IS operatives have returned home and started cells. Though they have not seen evidence yet, the group has the ability to pull off a major successful strike outside of Iraq and Syria. But one intelligence official described the organization as, quote, flush with money, unquote. They said that the network leaders were in U.S. custody at one point, meaning, are these the people that we traded Bo Bergdahl for? Oh, it's different than Bong Rip's room. Is he staring at walls because he ripped a bong? I don't know. Yeah, you might be right, Prozac. So it's time that people got there and got in there and changed the government. Yeah, but it is odd, and often, not to bring up, it's often the case of being a frame-up. I think the blind Muslim leader was arrested by the U.S. You think this is called genocide by choice of war? It's a tricky trap for population control? I don't know if they have more money than any others that than others over there. They just want the Iraqis to come together and form an inclusive government. 4 minutes, look at this. Huh. Okay. You think they got out of control? So would you be of the belief, Meester, that ISIS was actually originally part of those people that were funded to fight against the Syrian leadership, Assad, and now they've just gone out of control? I agree. Stop selling the Middle East weapons. Let me see the feral cat just a sec. 4 minutes, right? That video is not playing. Which video? Is there any video? Oh, he is holding some. These aren't feral cats. They're tied up little puppies. What is that? I think they're little tied up like stuffed puppy dogs that he's holding. Oh, it's a for real cat. Or for real dog. One of those for reals that aren't real, but yeah. Hi, Big Chaos. You think they were going to? Who do you think are trying to allow Iran to gain nukes? Who is trying to do that? Real PR. That's cute. TV for Fred's the little chicken little guy. He has to be taken seriously. He's got chains around him. He's got a for real animal that's being, tied up with nylon rope. I mean, you have to take him seriously. Hi, Night Fox. Gold chains with a sailor's cap and furries. Is he a rapper? He is, what is he? He's the... I don't know who this... Is Nzinga? Is that the guy? He claims Obama is from Kenya, calling him Mau Mau. And, I have no idea who that guy is. Funny. Very odd. Yeah, the story was that a new Black Panther Party protesters take over Ferguson police chief's news conference. Oh, he couldn't afford a Black Panther, so he took a black for real cat instead. Got it. Yes, they would pit everyone against each other for more wealth, even though they already have all the money and they have the power and all of that. Well, I think Nightbox, it is bad, and we don't know if the kid was necessarily innocent because they did release video of a bank, not a bank, of a robbery, and his friend basically said, yeah, he took some little cigarillos or something, but so it's pretty interesting. It's going to get, I think, even, they're going to continue to protest in Ferguson. I don't know what the end result is going to be. No, I'm not saying that the officer should have shot him and killed him. I think that the officer should be no longer be allowed to be a police officer. Okay, and then you want all police cars to have cameras? Okay. And do you think, what do you mean, press charges? What would be recompense? Well, I mean, can the officer do anything to make up, what would be the recompense for the shooting? Good night, Sunstar. Thanks for coming in. I don't think so, 4145. No, I really don't think so. I think if they shot a white kid, an unarmed white kid, I don't think that they would have killed the police officer. I think that the officer should no longer be an officer, and maybe he should go be in a case. But how are you going to find a fair jury at this point in time? So you're saying the kid's buddy is a thug, and you think he's a liar? He lied about being with him at the time? That's true, Mad Dog. No, I do think that I'm not lying about anything. Yeah, maybe they could have cameras not only on the cars, but the police officers could have cameras as well on their bodies or something. So you think the cop needs to go to jail for manslaughter? I think he can go to court for manslaughter and see what an actual jury decides. Innocent until proven guilty.
Hey everyone, hi Rodney, hi. I'm glad you came in the room. I wanted to talk to you, Rodney. Yeah, you're looking hot. So are you, Rodney. This is a package of...
You found them.
Yeah, I found these almonds that I found out at Walgreens on sale in the clearance section. A 99-cent pack of cocoa dusted almonds for 24 cents. I thought this would make a nice dinner, you know, to somebody who's homeless. Imagine having... Well, of course it's expired. I mean, I don't buy anything that's not expired. It's too costly. All right, great.
I don't know. How do you feel about police officers, David?
I feel that they're an imposing threat to my freedom.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel like that. I feel like they keep the peace.
I think that's the mindless view. I think that the real...
I know you think I'm mindless.
No, I'm not saying you're mindless. I'm just saying that's the mindless view that people have, that police are there to protect. When they're there, ironically, to collect their paycheck and harass you so that you can pay them money for going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Police aren't going to prevent thefts from convenience stores or the 10 robberies a day in Los Angeles, California. Police don't do anything to do that. Your insurance costs cover that. It's factored in. Yeah, exactly, Sheep. Thank you. I don't want them watching them with their speed guns, wearing their training underwear, thinking they're going to pull me over and step on my freedom. And I don't want that. I want less traffic cop presence and more detectives finding out who's taking all the missing kids in America. Those are the real issues that I'm concerned about. Ironically, I've never done anything wrong in my life, but yet I feel that stress when I drive down the road and Maybe I'm drifting a little bit into the bike lane. Like that one time I was pulled over. They pulled me over. And they literally, the guy said, "Hey, this is just a warning, but you were driving in the bike lane. I want you to know that." And I said, "Well, I didn't see a line." "Hey, shut up. The bike lane is over to the right." "Thank you for alerting me, officer, Your Honor." Yeah. I mean, the bike lane, there's no line, nothing. And this is one of 10 times I've been pulled over in my area. Thugs basically are still getting away with crimes, and you've got an overtaking police authority that's stepping on your freedom. Thugs can be police officers. Why do you think they choose those jobs? A lot of them have power trips. Yeah, they show up after the crime and make things worse, I know. You know, we need detectives, people to look into what causes this. But frankly, I don't like an overriding totalitarian police force around me at all times. I feel that I'm less safe, actually. I don't like these checkpoints where you have to pull over and be checked even though you haven't had a drink. DUI checkpoints, they're called. We are wasting tons of money on our infrastructure, hiring these cops and rent-a-cops to stand there and do nothing. Real crime continues to go on whether they stand there or not. I'd say get them some Depends underwear and let the ones that are good stay on as detectives, and the ones that don't, they can still live in their crap. Sit there and, you know, in their easy chairs and collect their minimal severance pay. We're done with them. The FBI does good work in certain areas, like that recent sting against pedophiles. They got about 200 of them across the nation. I think the federal operation that is going on, the sting operation that the FBI is involved in, is very effective. I've had a few jobs, yeah, I guess, 276. Far too many to even remember.
So that guy that pushed him, that was Mike Brown?
Yeah.
In that video? That
was Mike Brown.
So this guy, he came in and he kind of body blocked the small clerk.
He body blocked the small clerk, yeah. So he got killed. Live like a thug, die like one. Okay. A lot of you guys have no real concern about human rights. I can see that. All
Wait,
right.
but which comes first, Topper Dan? Is there more crime in an area first, and therefore they hire more police officers, or are there more police officers, therefore there's more crime?
I think there are more police officers, therefore there's more crime, because people feel oppressed, and they can't even get a job, and they're being ticketed left and right. And imagine driving down the road and going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit and getting a $200 ticket. That's a standard event in America today. You know how many people right now are getting pulled over for going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit, financing this thuggery? The police have become, in many ways, paid thugs. Any city that has municipality brutality charges, any municipality that has brutality charges, must not receive federal money. That's what I would say right now. Stop funding criminals within the ranks of the police office. You know, it's becoming a farce, not a force. You know, if these people want to spend their time running around like Trayvon Martin with a little small handgun in their car on their own private time, then let's face the charges that anybody would get for stalking innocent people like Trayvon Martin, who's simply walking out of the store with Skittles, no weapon, ends up dying. It's just a farce. It's a total farce. And these rent-a-cops with the donut bellies sitting in there with their Depends underwear because they can't make the bathroom in time, they are the ones that are basically the pensioners who are going to suck your tax dollars out of your pocket. Literally. Come pension time in California, I know, no lie, personally I know of 2 people that were former California police officers, man and wife. She worked in the office. They're both collecting $250,000 apiece in pension. Oh, they got disabled. He hurt his pinky finger when he's firing a gun one day, and he has permanent pinky finger damage the rest of his life, so he gets $125,000 a year for that, and $125,000 a year for the for the work he did 25 years, and he had to leave the farce and mandatory retirement at 51. They're both sitting there eating bonbons, collecting 500 grand courtesy of the California debt load. Well, Trayvon's dead. I mean, there's no criminal there. The crime was taking out an innocent life, or maybe a not so innocent life, unnecessarily. And it completely went unchecked by a jury of 6 women trying a man. Illegal jury selection, in my opinion. David, you're anti-federalism, but you're in pro-labor market? No, I'm not in favor of federalizing the labor market. I'm only in favor of offering more jobs that are less pay in the government. I want to fire about 35,000 federal employees who make over 150,000 right now. But I'm not going to completely fire them. I'm going to offer everybody in the federal government a chance to keep their job. And all they have to do is answer 2 questions. What have you done that you're proud of, and what would you like to do to make things better? If they can't answer that, they'll either get their job removed, or we'll offer them 65,000 versus 150,000. Obama's calling. Well, let's be clear, Dave. You've been talking a lot about bad mouth about me, and I personally don't think it's appropriate to wear blackface. Well, frankly, Obama, is he on? I thought that was Obama. He sounds like I never killed anybody. I've never hurt a soul. I've never threatened anybody either. God. What right does anyone have for fair treatment when they rob people, shoot them, and then send a message? Well, if we implemented the capital punishment law, you wouldn't have as many people running around popping whitey. Seriously. Well, let's be clear.
Okay, the roadster in. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Mamby-Pamby. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Rodney's on the phone, everybody. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Doing good.
Doing great, brother. Doing great.
Doing great, brother.
Hey, I got to be honest with you, though. Show's been a bit stagnant this week.
I know, man. I know. I feel like
I'm thinking with the temperature in America right now, with the racial tension, the time to deploy blackface was yesterday.
Right.
To get on the stick their discount.
Well, I can deploy blackface anytime I want at any time of the show. I mean, this is not seriously. This is not like David, deploy blackface right now for views. Blackface deploy. What's going to happen now, Rodney, after blackface is deployed? I mean, I don't want to drive racial tension between the blacks and the whites and Christians and Muslims. I don't want to drive a wedge between the good people of this great country. I want to help resolve problems, Rodney. Why don't you get with the program? You've never even eaten past due food, have you? You've never eaten some almond package that's stale beyond belief. You wouldn't do that, would you? You're not a survivor.
No. But I wouldn't do that, Dave.
I hear you.
But have you thought about like a Muslim face character, or like Goop face, or anything like that?
Did you just say one horrible word that I can't recall or recant?
Which one?
The word Muslim. I can't even give you the other word. I'm just kidding you. No, seriously, we're right at the point where if we lower the stress level of the racial hostility here, we'll be better off. I'm an integrationist, as you know, Rodney. I don't have any hard feelings for anybody of color. I never have. Never said a racial slur in my life, and here I'm being accused of being a terrible person for doing a simple parody, a satire of Barack Obama. I mean, this is how the Democrats are wearing their freedom on their sleeve, and then they want it ripped off, and they want marks like FEMA camp marks put on our skin like the Jews had under Dachau and Treblinka. They want us to turn into a bunch of prisoners. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? So we don't want that in America. That means we Americans have to step up, show some balls, and stand up to these horrible commies in the Democratic Party. Thanks, Lenny. Hey, that's a good laugh. That's a fake laugh, but it's a good one. FEMA camps across the nation.
Right.
All right.
Discount. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm just.
No, I hear you. I wish I could ramp it up real fast for you. I really do. It's not going to happen. We have to get. We have to get back to reality.
Here. I mean, the energy's bad. I don't know.
It's bad energy
tonight or what the problem is, but you can crank it up, man. Do a couple lines for the kid, would you?
I don't do cocaine. You know that. I want to get a different background for everybody. I'm going to get a space background, and I'm going to, kind of like get into a different modality here. I'm just not real happy with the show either. Thank you for coming in with your comment, though. I appreciate it. Gosh.
Well, I'm always going to be honest with you, Dave.
Yeah. Well, you've done that. You've done that in spades. Can I say that word legally? Can I legally say the word spade? Is that allowed?
I'll let you get back to your program here, Dave. Better luck in the next hour, 15 minutes, you know what I mean? I
don't know. I feel kind of like dealing with a lot of negativity today. I read that my competitor is putting out this thing that they want to talk about the environment now. And, I'm basically, it's like he's coming out like a little sneaky snake trying to appease the people that have questioned him all along. And it's just classic.
Right.
When the oil spill, the Gulf oil spill went down, and it's still down there, everybody. We still got a massive amount of oil.
2010, John Wattenberg,
all right. You were a person who was involved in the oil spill. Were you not?
Today we were joined by author of Saved by the Sea, a love story with fish.
Hello.
Hang on, I'm working on a love story with fish right now. Okay, go ahead. It's the ocean that's dying, Rodney. I know, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Really, Dave?
Yeah. Hey, Discount, get a job.
Hi, Sarah. How's it going?
So let me ask you, what voice do you use when you're actually climaxing?
David, what time does the show start?
I want to know exactly where you think the country's going in the next 5 years. Your general take. Do you think we're going to be in a major economic downturn? Do you think we'll be at war?
Yeah, I'd batten down the hatches personally. If I was a everyday, Joe Lunch Pail type, I would definitely be trying to simplify my life, get rid of some debts, sock away some cash, money, in your home somewhere.
Good idea.
Get yourself a nice weapon, plenty of water, because God knows what's coming at us here soon.
You're so right, man. You're so right.
And the devil's out there, and we got to be ready to slay him when he shows his face, Dave. And if we're not prepared, we already lost.
I know. And you know what the Democrats are in here saying? This Topper Dan, he's like a closet Democrat in here. He says, oh, the economy's only getting better. Yeah, right, sure, buddy. Is that because you're working hooked up with the federal government, making your regular check from the Obama administration? Get a life, get a grip. Obama is
totally insane.
They are. They've lost track of what's happening. We've got massive amounts of radiation coming out of Fukushima. I talked about that earlier. There's no real cleanup in sight. Obama's ignored the subject since 2009. Obama never talks about the growing homeless, now close to 4 million people in America. And now all people can do, Rodney, is sit there and masturbate. When you're right, they should be stocking up on food, water, and gold and bullion and lead to back it up. Jeez, Louise.
You should be stocking.
Or something? Thank you. I'll be featuring that.
Absolutely, Dave. Don't play dumb, man. You were back around in its heyday on the west side there.
I saw or heard people doing cocaine in the bathroom when I was partying with all those guys in the movie industry. Yeah, I didn't know that they were snorting. I thought they had some sort of a large, like a blowout diarrhea syndrome when I heard this.
That doesn't sound too good. You just said in a bathroom stall with a bunch of guys from the movie industry.
Yeah, that's what you sounded. That's what you heard. No, those were the hit points. That was you remembering what happened to you. That's you, Rodney. It's not me. It's almost like you haven't had enough therapy to get through your problem. You haven't gone to the next part. That's resolution stage. You're right now remembering flashbacks of your 60s when you had that purple microdot and freaked out when you were like 12 years old.
I wasn't alive in the 60s, dumbass. Come on.
You weren't. Well, how could I have been? And you sound so much older than I do. Thank you. I have a youthful sound. Now look at all these dead whales out in the ocean. You'll be seeing them coming up. This is the oil slick that Obama said is all cleaned up. Yeah, folks, you know what? Wait till the Democrats start framing their run for the 2016 election. They're going to be talking about the climactic change. You'll notice their wording. It won't be greenhouse gas anymore. It'll be the climate change. And all you people are going to be hearing the Democrats say, we need to do cap and trade again, but it's just a monopoly game designed to give huge people like Dow Chemical more and more ability to pollute. David, don't you?
You look like a huge fag when you do those air quotes, man. You got to stop doing that.
What kind of quotes?
Air quotes with your hands there.
Air quotes, like that?
Yeah, you look real flimsy when you do that.
Like that, really?
Yeah. No, not like that. That right there you just did.
Like,
you look fucking fruity, Dave.
really?
All right, brother.
You're sick. You're judgmental, and you need to get a real reality check. You don't even know what gay is because it's sitting right there looking at you in the mirror. All right, thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah. That's the Rodster. We opened the dialogue to Rodney because we realized he's a good American who's just trying to look out for our country, even though he just has this issue, you know. Yes, Obama is the devil, Ronnie. Weren't you the one that was in here 5 years ago saying Obama was the savior? Okay. I think you may have changed your mind. The issue of the day. Yeah, you name it, Pickles. You name the issue and we'll refer to you. Truth, technology, weapons, thermite, smoking gun, Power J. We're talking about now the 9/11 thing popped up. David, don't you agree with the government is doing as much of what it has done, yet you don't want to cede the land we have based on the... We're not going to cede anything we've done. Why would we retract anywhere we've attained around the world? I mean, 6,000 men have died. Why would we want to just forget about that? Are you some sort of a turncoat traitor to the country? Thank you, Power J is not. But I ask any of you, should we just sit back and forget about this whole thing? I went to college at UCLA. Yeah. Land of Marxist politicians, and I'm not one of them. That's why I left UCLA. I'm too intelligent for college, it's true. I'm too intelligent for a lot of things, actually. If I don't sit in one place and contemplate on my agenda, how I can help the country, focusing on solutions that might deal with the coming economic collapse, I don't feel like I'm living a normal life. So I spend most of my time just pondering the future, ironically. It keeps my mind off the terrible mistakes and realities of the current administration and the Bush administration. It would explain a lot, wouldn't it? I didn't like UCLA. I didn't like anything they were teaching me. No, I am logic, Narsil. You're what is called chaos. I'm pure logic. Exactly, Sheep. It is really unfortunate I was born with so much intelligence. I would like to somehow lower my IQ by about 60 or 70 points. I'm just not sure how to do it. I mean, Stephen Hawking, that's all he's got. You know, he doesn't even have the comfort of touching his pee-pee. I can tell you that my life is not about masturbation. It's about thinking. And when you guys come in here talking about masturbation all the time, it's the reason why you're masturbating is because you don't really want to think. You see, you divert all those vital bodily fluids, Mandrake, into masturbation as opposed to thinking. That's right. All your vital bodily fluids are being drained. Are you fluoridated? Are you drinking fluoride in your water system? That would explain it. Hey, what about those Amish girls? What's happened with them? Have they been kidnapped, a couple of Amish girls? This is a real shocker in America, I'll tell you. Does anybody know the whole story and nothing but the story? No, fluoride sucks. It's really bad for you unless you apply it topically to your teeth directly. No BS here. Thank you, Power J. They have been found.
Well, I know they've been found. I mean, I found the Lord many years ago, but, oh, you mean they've been found? Thank you. You don't need protection against blacks. You don't need protection against whites. This whole thing between the divide between the blacks, whites, Hispanics, and Asians is contrived. They were found. Wow, some people really have a problem. You drink bottled water. Well, is your bottled water free of fluoride? Have you consulted your Water Quality Association to find out? In our state of Washington, we are required to fluoridate all water that comes into our state in bottled form. If it came from the earth in Washington, it can be without fluoridation. No, I'm not a classic anything. Please stop labeling me. You'll be a labeler. You'll be a labeler. I will be, Mad Dog. Any of you can imbue or imbibe some of the fineries of our special diet tonight. All right, Sarah, let's talk about something intelligent, because this is getting really intense. Oh, it is live. I'm sorry. Yeah, look at all the oil slicks behind me. We're seeing what appeared a few years ago that sunk into the water using Corexit. And this process was approved by, guess who? Barack Obama. And British Petroleum sold the Corexit to, guess who? British Petroleum. Yeah, the oil is all underwater now, and the Gulf of Mexico should be renamed the Gulf of Oil. You can get a good RO system at Home Depot, Alpha Dog, $169 retail. You got to install it, though. Takes a while. You got to figure it out. Well, there's no need for logic when it comes to the overwhelming control the media has over the American people. All I need is 2 or 3 seconds of fame, and the rest of the country will know who I am. The problem is no average man can ever break through to the rest of the people, and this blanket primary was an attack on me that was a sabotage. David, if elected, and the biggest question is if, how do you support spending taxpayers' money, and how will it be used? Well, we won't spend the taxpayers' money solely on helping reprobates who claim to be mentally ill living in some hotel room in wherever. Yeah. We'll focus on people that actually want to work primarily. You'll still get your check. Don't worry about that, Ed. But I can't focus my help to people that don't want to work. Ed, come on. No, you can't put a logical question out that is illogical. Limit a person's access to free speech in a local election, sabotages his entire campaign by stealing his signs, claim that he lost because of what, and then say he'll never be president because we've stifled the entire media and prevented a third party from ever getting heard? Yeah, Ed, that's who Ed is. Well, this is the thing, Ed. This country's ripe with opportunity for people that want to work in the Homestead Renewal Plan. Now, if you could convince me, I'm not bringing up the sign issue, Pickles. I've got all my signs right here. They're ready to go. If you could bring it up, if you could actually work in the Homestead Renewal Plan in your area, Ed, I'll take it all back. If you'll sign up to work for $10 an hour, I'll take it all back. No, I will not legalize anything like that. I'm against consensual. I'm against incest of any kind. I'm against any kind of polygamy personally, but I'm not here to tell you what to do with your personal life. The government's not responsible for telling you a man and a man cannot or can get married. A girl and a girl can or cannot get married. A woman and a woman. That's up to you. If you want to choose to do that, that's your choice. I support the rights of lesbian, gay, bi, and transgender. Brethren, we are gathered here to discuss the final ruling on who makes the decisions and who actually tells people what they're supposed to do. And the ruling has come through that none of you have the right to tell another person what to do in the privacy of their own home, with consensual adults applying whatever they're doing. My views about Honest Frank, he doesn't understand what I'm doing. He says, stop talking about Obama, and I told him, I said, Obama is the problem.
Honest Frank had me in a chat room at StreamUp a couple weeks back, and he told me that I needed to stop talking about Obama. Who admitted a pedophile? Who's an admitted pedophile? I want to know. Please tell me. 4,000 marijuana plants in Laguna Coast wilderness park? No questions asked? Yeah. You know, there's no policeman will not be fired by me. I will be lowering the amount of money to any police force that is brutal to people. Nope, no shows on Sunday, Lenny. That's the day of rest. It's a day when Uncle Sam takes a break too, when he lays down, pounds the earth, pounds his pud. Public Utility District, PUD. We're not doing anything on Sunday. So Honest Frank is a pedophile? Well, no kidding. I wouldn't doubt it. Thank you for telling me. Gay socks? I don't know what gay socks are. Thank you. Well, I will tell the gang members to stop breaking the law. I will. But a strong police presence on the street, like Giuliano did in New York, has a greater chance of reducing crime. Now, if you are a liker of Mayor Giuliano and what he did, the reformations that he did to New York City, you would like the kind of reforms that I'm going to bring to this country. A hot dog stand on every corner, cops on the beat, guaranteeing your security in your neighborhood. None of these traffic cops driving around in their little sporty cars and all that wasted money. Get these people on the beat, put the bulletproof jackets on them, and let them do their job. Are you with me? Talk to me. Tell me what you feel. React to what I'm saying. Dude, your New York accent is really bad. That wasn't a New York accent. That was a New Jersey Mayor Giuliani accent. It's not a Jew character either. No. I'm not a man of dribble. You, sir, are a piece of garbage that should have been composted a long time ago when your mother gave birth to you. Unfortunately, yeah, it's sad that people like you are born, Narcil. By the way, everybody, Narcil is the guy who's threatened our life and the life of my cat. Well, I don't believe an economist can look back on what Mayor Giuliani did and say anything. When an economist can't even fix our economy, Topper Dan. David, do your black voice. I will not hurt anybody. I don't have any bad feeling about anybody, race, creed, or color. Don't ever say that. Please, don't even, you know, that's sick, what you just wrote in this room, 209. That's just sick. I know. I know the outflow is increasing, Power J. The June figure is up. Let's take a look at what Power J sent us from Bloomberg. Sarah?
Go ahead.
We'll take a look at the Chief Brown. Officer knows Brown carrying suspected stolen cigars. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that too. Okay, let's go to some of the things in our show. And I'm not sure what happened to our background. There it is. All right. This just came in. U.S. investment outflow hits record. That's right.
China sold.
As China cuts holdings, the U.S. posted a record cross-border investment outflow in June as China and Japan reduced their holdings of treasuries and private investors abroad sold bonds and notes. Outflow is $153 billion of securities and short-term funds, with only an inflow of $33 billion the previous month. The June figure of $40.8 billion in net selling of treasury bonds and notes by private investors in June was the largest on record, according to the Treasury.
Hi, Mr. Mike.
People are getting rid of the U.S. currency. That's the real issue that Power J brought up. Well, Topper Dan, the crime rate did drop. I know economists did analyze that, but think of all the geniuses that could have been born had we possibly had all those dead fetuses given life.
Had all those mothers not murdered their babies, think of all the geniuses and Einsteins that would have been born. Think about it. David, what will you do about the post office? Well, guest 811, we have a plan to actually initially shut the post office down for about, I'd say, 2 days. Okay? During that 2 days, we will fire many of the carriers. During that time period, we're also going to work on developing a pension plan that's completely in-house. And we're going to manage that pension plan through the National Pension Plan proposal that I'm putting forward in 2017. It'll probably be dropped from $55,000 a year for a retiree at the post office to $32,000 or $36,000. I think the number we're shooting for is $3,000 a month. But initially, those 2 days are going to be not traumatic at all on the American people. The buildup of mail won't be a big deal, and then we'll be up and running on the 3rd day with a lighter program where we deliver half the time to one neighborhood 3 days a week, and the other half the time to another neighborhood. This is going to save a huge amount of diesel and gas, mostly gas actually, and we're going to be delivering, no, we're going to continue the carrier routes. I'm also going to open up first-class delivery to USPS or UPS and Federal Express, making it a fair, competitive base for the Americans to get their mail. So if there's any question of a holdup, you could go through USPS at a much higher rate than UPS. UPS is probably going to offer lower rates, actually. USPS is charging too much right now, and they've got an unmanageable system that's losing $5 to $6 billion a year. All right, thank you. I hope that answered your questions. The long-term goal for USPS is to create much more efficient vehicles using regenerative braking. I'm proposing a whole fleet of hybrid tranny conversions. Every single truck out there could have a hybrid transmission, much like the Prius, that has regenerative braking and could save a tremendous amount of gas, because the braking that they do is a lot, and all that could go right back into a little battery-operated assist engine. Very simple. I don't understand what you're talking about BBC, but thank you for asking. Evidence suggests that Ebola toll vastly underestimated by the WHO. Ronnie, thank you. I know. I'm concerned, extremely concerned about Obama bringing in, what, 7 now Ebola patients into the country?
They are being put in quarantine for 21 days.
See, that's a mistake. I should never see that happen in a country that I was the president of. I would never allow Ebola victims to come into our country. I support post office boxes for homeless people, yes. I want to make portable units to stand outside the post office that will provide people free mailing addresses so that they can participate. You see, a lot of people can't even vote because they can't even have a mailbox. We're going to give people, even on the street, who are U.S. citizens, a chance to vote. Yes, zero-point energy would be great, but unfortunately the oil companies control so much of Congress that I'm going to be bolting basically up against the oil companies quite a bit. But all the meetings will be public. That's the good side of that. There won't be any private meetings like Obama had behind closed doors. No, I have no pro-white or pro-black or pro-anything agenda. I really want our country to get along. And the more you get to know me, the more you'll realize that all these accusations of racism are just not true. I've never been a racist. I've never said a racial slur in my life. And please don't say those things in our show, even if you feel them. It's not helping to the dialogue of Americans getting along with each other. Good evening. Hello, Incognito. Yes, and we want to lay fiber nationwide. You know, Barack Obama's idea was to actually give $24 billion to the FCC a lot of homeless people like yourself, Ed. No, a president admitting he's wrong is a sign of a great president. You've got a president that can't admit he's ever wrong, and everyone's letting him hold up the shield of blackness to prevent anyone questioning his policies. And if the shield of blackness doesn't cover it, his executive privilege orders does. He signed a law into as an executive order. His first executive order is saying you can never look at his records. Now I ask you, is that the sign of an honest president? When the first thing he signed in 2008 or 2009 was that you can't look at his records? That alone is indicting of his potential lies and deceit. Yeah, well, the fact is he's used the race card to defend against anyone questioning his policies. And you Democrats and Obama-tards who are still in the room clinging to this almost dying dentril of a president, because his lame duck presidency is basically almost complete now. You people still believe that he's going to do something after 6.5 years of doing nothing? You must be out of your mind. I don't have any man boobs, Lenny. These are massive chunks of muscle, man. How many people do you know who can bench the kind of poundage I can bench?
Your chest.
Well, I don't know how many people can bench as much as I can bench, I'll tell you that. There's not a lot of people born today who can put down as many pounds as I can put down. I can bench press an entire buffet bar. That's right. And I can eat so much buffet food that I could literally walk out with over 20 pounds of heavy-duty lobster, prime rib, salmon. Oh, yeah. They worry when I walk in the door. I can bench press at least 20 pounds of food coming out of the buffet. Yeah. I know. The entire buffet bar, I can almost bench it. I would never call a person a name unless they called me one first. And in the case of the Democrats and the Obama-tards, they started slinging names like truther and birther. And then when they called me a racist, that pretty much put me over the edge. You know that for some people the R word is more horrible than the N word is? You know that? Are you aware of how much it hurts? It hurts to be called something you're not. It hurts me to the core to think that some of you people think I'm a racist. I dated a Jamaican American woman before I even met Sarah. I was even toying with the idea of having kids with her. Not Sarah, but the Jamaican American woman. I was thinking, well, it'd be okay to have mulatto children. It wouldn't be a big deal. I'm serious. But Sarah, thank God, swept me off my feet. I know. You guys all want her. You're in high demand. No, my dad was still alive when I walked in and said, Dad, I'm dating a Jamaican American woman. There's a possibility we might get serious. And he was a Democrat, and I saw his eyes roll a little bit because I knew he knew what a terrible future a lot of those kids would have, being called mulatto and all this. I said, it's okay. It's no big deal. We need to meld our cultures in some ways at any given time in the future. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see a problem with interracial marriage. Do you? Does anybody in here have a problem with interracial marriage? Seriously. Yeah, baby. Who loves you, baby? Rodney does not like interracial marriage. You got no problem, guest 784. I don't, yeah. You have a problem, Jack's Party Zoo? Okay. Well, Martin Luther King made a very important point when he said that he wanted to have a dream. His dream, I have a dream speech, said that he wanted to see little black boys play with little white girls. And today, we were driving, and Sarah and I saw a little white boy playing with a little black girl in our area.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, now, see, that's exactly opposite of what Martin Luther King wanted.
Oh, that's it.
He wanted little black boys playing with little white girls, and we saw a little white boy playing with little black girls. I said, that is exactly the opposite. Now, do you think Martin Luther King would want little white boys playing with little black girls? Thank you.
I know. I thought it was a cute photo op. It was very cool.
I didn't have a camera. I left it at the house. We did have the note that we could have taken a picture.
I know. I agree. Teacup color
It
does
shouldn't
not matter.
Yeah. So if I see little black boys playing little white girls, I don't have any problems. And if I see little white boys playing little black girls, I don't have any problems with that. I don't have no flip phone. That's for rich people. My Obama phone doesn't have that. We do. Why not say a little boy playing with a little girl? Well, because it was a little white boy playing with a little black girl. That's why. Why are you people so politically correct? Don't you realize that's anti-free speech? Don't you realize that political correctness is exactly what they do in England when they prosecute people for calling someone a packy? We don't live in England here. This is America, boy. And you better get damn well ready to live it or you're going to lose it. Live it or lose it. You understand me? All right. Deal with it. Live it or lose it. David, go to Ferguson and do that accent. Well, I could do any accent I want because this is freedom of speech. Do you understand me? Yes, I think I have a call. I'm sorry, homeless man, but you can't call into our show anymore, in that you are unable to act like an adult. You see, your little temper tantrum yesterday put you over the edge into the category of not interesting in our show anymore. You can hang out in our show. I'm not kicking you out, man, but don't be calling in. Oh, God. Who lacks self-awareness? I myself. I'm not here to be aware of what other people think of me. I'm here to exercise my freedom of speech at all costs. If people don't like me, oh, gee, join the party of people that hate my guts. Feel free. You can all hang out together and watch your world collapse around you while your mindlessness allows people like Barack Obama to sell out to the corporatocracy and become part of the problem. Just sit back and watch while all your paid-off cronies in the Democratic and Republican Party dismantle your entire economy without anyone questioning it. Go right ahead and be politically correct. And watch how your world will crumble around you if you don't get somebody to speak out the truth like I do every day. Brother, let it out, baby. David, whiz you went to get coffee earlier. Sarah told us how beep, beep, beep. Lenny, please don't say that stuff in our room. That's right. All you need is love. Do, 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 do. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All right, so yeah, let's get into a different modality. It's Friday night. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves. I mean, I used to spend so much time.
You used to have fun on Friday night.
There's no comedy value here. Yes, I used to enjoy myself. I used to dance and boogie and get down on it. But now I just sit here and talk. It's crazy. Yeah, what I need to do is get into some real rap songs. Play some music, you know? You know, I have such a small collection here. I've only got the White Album. A small group known as the Beatles, bringing a cheer and joy to everyone here.
I don't know how the banning thing works, because some people say they're bands, and I guess once you're banned, then it takes 24 hours, even if I unban all.
My guitar gently weeps when I hear this. Let's give peace a chance. Yoko and I just give peace a chance.
David got 4,000 votes. Too much.
Here comes the sun. I said it's all right.
You can play the record player or CD player.
They cheated. Is what happened. They cheated. They pulled all of my large signs down the day I put them up, and half of my regular size signs up. So we've got a new campaign I'm doing, called the Stop Larson campaign. Write in David Sponheim for U.S. House. I'm running against the big guy now. I'm doing a write-in competition. Thank you. And I'm convincing people that this Larson guy waited too long to even discuss the environmental impact statement. We've also got our old signs we're regenerating. We're putting them out again. You'll be seeing them in our local area, everybody. Write me in for Congress. It's an upside down. No, you're upside down. I think Rick Larson is upside down, myself. But if those don't work, Sarah, let's show people what we did on our website, if you don't mind. I'm going to.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and.
Oh, should I show them on here?
Yeah, if you want to show them there, we can. I'm going to show them over here at davidsponheim.com. You're over on this side here. Just go ahead, continue.
Oh.
If you guys wondered if you want to print up a sign and you're in our area and you want to post it in front of your yard because you just see us as an important campaign, I've got a black and white or a color one you can print out, and we're going to show you the website link to do this. This is only 33 cents for cardstock at Office Max or Office Depot. You can send this image in and print it out and put it on some cardboard with some tape. You've got yourself a sign for under $1.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Cool sign, Dave.
Hey, and this is really reasonable. You can also print it out in color for $1.33 at Office Max, 11 by 17, and mount it on cardboard.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, yeah, Rodney, go ahead. I'll answer questions for you.
Okay, we're going to show you the site here. Hang on. Hang on, Rodney. I'm just going there. Hang on. Okay, this is the new davidsponheim.com site. Of course, it still has our live show in it, which I'm playing right now. You can see in the background. It's a little delayed. See that? See my hand? All right. Hang on. Stop laughing. Okay. And what right up here in the corner is our print poster thing. Now you can print the poster when you hit the refresh button that pops up. God, this guy is worthless. Oh my God. That's the poster. You can click it right there if you want. You magic clicky clicky, and it goes to another page. It's not low cost. It costs a fortune. It's cost 6 years of our labor. It's resizable, by the way. The entire website is.
I'm not sure about this one.
No, don't worry about it. You guys see it in reverse on our Google Hangout.
No, I mean, I showed it correctly, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know if it's resizable. The website.
Well, that's okay.
America's Third Party.
America's Third Party is, yeah.
Resizable.
Anyway, the write-in campaign is right there. Oh, this is a donate button. What is this over here?
Donate button.
Just pops down, yeah. Anyway, this is the thing, and you can click this button, and you can actually copy it, send it to Office Max, and start printing it up in your area. Now, if you're in District 2, folks, in Washington State, this is a real write-in campaign. I'm going to be running TV commercials as well to back this up. I don't like the fact that the Democrats played dirty. TV commercials as well to back this up. I don't like the fact that the Democrats played dirty. You can just drop that. So we're running that on both of those sites. You can look at it. Lenny, please stop with your nonsense. Thank you. It's not, no, it shouldn't be dirty incognito, and don't justify the corruption in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, please. I appreciate that. I should add, if you destroy my signs, I still won't go away. But they know that by now. I have unlimited potential.
Hey, buddy. Hey, we got disconnected there. Hey, get a job.
We don't know who took our signs exactly. The footage hasn't been. We haven't had facial recognition software to apply it to the footage we have from the surveillance camera. Once we get that, we'll know exactly who took the signs.
Well, I hate to call you on your bullshit, Dave, but didn't you say that you had some kind of GPS locator on a few of those signs?
I don't want to talk about the RFID chips I installed in the signs at this time, Rodney. Please. I mean, you just ruined all of the work I was going to do to look. You know how much it costs to geomap each RFID
Seriously. I mean, I'm going to wait till they get a chance to correct their ways on this next round. But they proved to me that they were corrupt, sabotaging my campaign. They proved to me, and this is a real litmus test for the American people to know. Stop laughing during our show. And when we take on these two huge parties, we encounter nothing but hatred, prejudice, illegal activities. These are the people that are running your country into the ground, folks. Okay, you can laugh now.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? You're hitting on my lady here. Go ahead, talk.
Hey, Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing okay, buddy.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Great show, guys.
I'm
Thanks.
so glad that you find the show so entertaining.
You agree the show's been a little flat lately?
I think
Thoughts
that
on
it's because I'm David's straight man. David's a funny guy, and I'm like, just sit here and don't respond.
I got to tell you, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a facial reconstructive thing in the next month or so. I hope you guys aren't shocked, but I'm going to look a lot better real soon. You'll see. You'll see. The truth will be known when you see it. It'll be like, hallelujah, hallelujah, he finally changed his face.
Your
All right.
face is
guys.
beautiful,
Well,
and
I'll
you're not
let
going
you,
to change your
good luck in
face.
the next 33 minutes. I'll call to wrap it up a little later.
Whatever, you really had a lot of fun with the show there. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, he adds that dimension we really need to make our show much more interesting, doesn't he? You can tell he's the life of the party. No, none of the donation money will be used for teeth. I'm paying for that out of pocket, just as I paid $600 some odd for my election in the primary, out of pocket. All of that is completely written down every quarter with our FEC filings and our Public Disclosure Commission filings. Are all up to snuff now. We didn't get a lot of donations in the first round. We got one large donation for $500. That was the maximum allowable donation, and that was great. It helped us with our TV commercials. But I may be pulling from our committee funds just to pay for more commercials to expose the corruption in the two-party system. Okay, Max, go ahead. What's up? Yeah, what is it? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, here we go. Did you dump the Jamaican lady, or did the Jamaican lady dump you? Coming from Max. Great question, thank you. I did not dump the lady. She dumped me. I've never been a dumper. I've been a dumpee every time. Now, the reason why she dumped me, Max, is because I wasn't equally yoked with her. She was raised in a Southern Baptist church environment, and she felt that my Catholic upbringing was enough to never, ever be equally yoked with her. It had nothing to do with color. It had nothing to do with color. In fact, she seemed kind of prejudiced against non-Jamaican Americans. She used to talk to me about how she disliked all these African Americans. It's weird. Yeah, go ahead.
That's really sad. I mean, were you heartbroken afterwards?
Not really. It's interesting to note that I define me visiting her a couple times in her hometown, and I flew down to see her and the whole deal. I define that as a date, and she never even thought we were dating. And she looked back on the whole thing as like, yeah, she never even called it a date. So I mean, here I was visiting her 2 or 3 times, I think, all the way down and far away from where I lived, and she didn't even call it dating. So I got a call from her a couple months after we broke up, and she actually was coming up to Seattle to visit a guy who she had met online, and she called me saying she was in the area. And I said, well, why would you go up to see a guy that you visited online? And she said, well, because he invited me to visit him. And I said, well, a woman shouldn't go to visit some guy. A guy should go visit her like I'd visited her. Many women will go the distance to meet some guy. It turns out the guy put her on the couch without a blanket. And she called me up at like 1 in the morning saying, David, I'm here without a blanket. And I'm going, really?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you went all the way to Seattle and you stayed in a guy's apartment? And seriously, she was just asking for it. So I couldn't help her. I couldn't help her, no. She was too far away. I live like 125 miles away. I'm not Ben.
If you could.
I couldn't help her. If I could have, I would have, but I couldn't. She was only staying for a night, and she was going to take a flight home, and she just called me saying, "Hey, I'm freezing on a couch here. This guy didn't even give me a blanket." So women do not go to see a guy far away from you. Do not make that mistake. Now, I went 7 times to visit Sarah in her hometown, literally driving back and forth and flying back and forth. You got to understand, it's a tradition for men to court women in this country. Do not fall into that trap, ladies. Do not go anywhere to meet a guy unless it's within 20 miles.
Were you sad afterwards? I mean, you had to love this woman since you wanted to have children with her, right?
No, I didn't really want to have children. The thought of it was possible, though. I was toying with the idea of maybe getting into a long-term relationship with a Jamaican-American girl. And I had no problems with it, but it was very interesting. I wasn't devastated. I felt that she and I really didn't connect eye to eye. At one point, I felt that she was a disciple of Satan. And I told her so. It wasn't exactly a warm, close-knit conversation.
You loved her, right?
No, I didn't love her. No.
Why did you date her and go do all that stuff?
I don't love everyone I date. I didn't love everyone I dated. Who does? Do you love every person you date? Are you dating somebody right now? Are you in an interracial relationship, Max?
Yes, and I love her. I love all my relationships. That's why I get into relationships.
So you basically love all the ladies.
What?
Yeah, I love all the ladies.
All right. Well, it sounds a little creepy to me, but whatever. I guess you could.
How many relationships are you in?
How many relationships are you in concurrently?
Right now, I'm currently in one, but I've had, dozens of relationships, and I love them all.
Okay, David Nation. Thank you for telling me. I'm sorry. Did I call you David Nation? I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you did. Are you in love with your current relationship?
We are. We're very much in love. We felt love.
You love her more than you love the Jamaican girl?
Oh, I never loved the Jamaican girl. I told you that.
Well, you went through a lot of trouble though for not being in love with her. Was it lust?
Well, the Jamaican girl claimed that she was a virgin at 25. That was obviously interesting to me. I was a 38-year-old guy at the time. And I thought, well, here's a 25-year-old virgin? Really? And I thought, well, let me talk to you online. And I talked to her online, and I never told the Jamaican girl I loved her, no.
So you just wanted to take her virginity?
No, I didn't. I was thinking of consummating my love for a future woman without having to go through the barriers of an AIDS test.
What?
Was she really beautiful or something? I mean, you went
Well, I mean, would it be safe to assume that a Jamaican girl was a virgin at 25 did not have AIDS? I never had sex with that Jamaican woman, no.
Ever?
No, ever. Now, you're going to ask me what base we got on, and you want to talk about all the specifics? Read about it in my book. It'll be coming out in paperback in about 1.5 years. What's that?
Did you guys kiss and did you do anything with each other?
I did kiss it. Yes, I did kiss the Jamaican woman. Yes.
What other sexual things did you do with her?
I can't really specifically go into the details. It'll all be written in my book. I told you that.
So you did do some sexual things with her?
No, if I didn't do sex things, that would be written in my book too.
Is she still a virgin after you dated her?
She claimed to be a virgin.
But is she still a virgin now after you dated her, or did you take her virginity?
I never took anyone's virginity, and I certainly didn't take hers. Any other questions?
Did she give it to you?
She didn't give me anything. She gave me a headache.
No oral or anything? No hand jobs? No nothing like that?
Well, again, like I said, it'll all be in my book. The entire encounter is detailed, every single aspect of it. Me even calling her Satan is written closely in the book.
Was she good at oral sex?
I wouldn't know. I've never really thought that was something that was a priority when I get to know somebody. Why are we having this conversation? And why are you talking about sex? Yeah, these are too many questions about sex. Do you have any questions about politics, Max? Other than sex with
yeah,
white chicks?
Will you keep condoms free in all of the health departments?
Yes. In fact, I want to make Planned Parenthood, the only federal funding that they'll get will be, I'm not planning on anything like that. The only federal funding that they'll get will be for condoms so that you guys can come in and steal them because you can't afford them yourself. You can wait for the movie too, Tom.
Planned Parenthood.
That's what I said. Federal funding for Planned Parenthood condoms only, not abortions. The movie's going to be great.
What abortions? What if somebody needs one?
Well, a lot of women go to a Planned Parenthood for an abortion and they get a free one. That's not exactly something the federal government should pay for. Do you think? Do you think?
I don't think they should also. I don't think the government should pay for kids that they can't afford by welfare.
I tend to agree with that too, but I also want to see large orphanages to help supply places to live for unwanted children. I'd like to see modern orphanages where every kid has their own little cubicle and their own little LCD TV and gamepad. And no one will be in their room because we'll have motion detectors in every room.
Won't that cost more than an abortion?
Not really. The net result of years of wonderfulness out of a child will be an enormous success. It's immeasurable how much money or value a child has when they grow up and be little people like you, Max, and make nonstop calls about sex to some guy on a show. Think of the joy you brought to the world just being you, Max. Can you put a price tag on you? You got to be you. No, it's not a prison. It's a cubicle with your own LCD TV.
Can't put a price tag on it.
Can you put a price tag on your wonderfulness? I mean, seriously. What are you worth in net value?
When I'm like eating like ramen noodles because I'm too poor because the government took all my money to fund orphanages, I'm going to be like, hey, I could put a price on that.
You could put a price on that. The cost of ramen noodles is $1 for a 5-pack at the dollar store.
Yeah, but I don't think I should starve because some woman couldn't get an abortion, and they decided to put the children in orphanages.
Well, we're talking about orphanages versus abortion. I mean, what would you rather have, little babies or a lot of dead fetuses?
Well, they're technically not fetuses at the abortion phase. I
disagree. They are fetus when they're being aborted. They're dead fetuses. For you, maybe, Rodney, but for...
Not like,
yeah. Feti.
But I don't think children. I don't think they would be considered children unless they can live and breathe like outside of the woman. Therefore, they weren't really children. They're like subletting an apartment.
No, not at all. I disagree. A fetus is a fetus. A fetus is a fetus, regardless of whether they're in their mother or outside their mother. They're a newborn when they're outside their mother. Sarah, are you upset that I talked about a Jamaican woman on the show?
Yeah, it was just what it devolved into.
Well, it devolved into a sex talk, you know? It wasn't about sex. I was just answering honestly. Dave, this is getting boring. Can you show those pics of you at 15? Let me put it on there, Tossing Dave Salad. Hang on. I was not 15. I was 18. Go ahead. Go ahead, Max.
One more question.
Yes.
Did you like finger bang the Jamaican woman or use your digital tool?
That I'm going to end the call with. You know, I don't want it to be talked into a discussion about anything sexual in nature. I'd much rather you look at my pictures. Let me show you one of my pictures here. This is when I was 18 years old. And this one is me at the age of 48. Go ahead. Hey. Awesome Carl, long time no talk. Boy, we've got a live one here. Awesome Carl's in. There you go.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, what's it like being a celebrity now? Everybody loves you.
Not everybody. I got a lot of haters out there, but a lot of people who love me too. I mean, but I was just after watching your show tonight when I got home, so I thought I'd give you a call and say, hey, what's up? So, and I do have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I don't know if you actually saw it, but like, you know how people always have their cell phones and always love to show, like, videos and stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should make a 30-second clip set up to where people can download it onto their phone to show people you guys. Hey, this is America's third party. These two are trying to help America.
Yeah, we have a 30-second clip of that. I should give it to you. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I'm always interested in seeing people, have fun and share. There's nothing wrong with people seeing what we do. But we've got about 1,500 or 230 videos out there on YouTube, and we're about ready to blow out some 30-second spots. Some of them are going to be funny, comedic in nature. Toward the 2016 election, we're going to be putting out a lot of those. So that's a good suggestion. Oh, we got a call coming in. Hang on. Let me play some nice music for you to listen to. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Big Lompo. How are you doing?
Big Lompo? Okay, I'm doing a pretty good Big Lompo. How are you?
Peter Rockwell. My name is Peter Rockwell.
Oh, Peter Rockwell. I thought you were like Obama or something. Like it sounded like an Eastern African name, but okay. Peter Rockwell. That sounds like an English name.
No. I have a question for your campaign.
Yeah.
You keep the act of, would you keep legal the act of fingerings and making women?
I'm not sure what he said, but it sounded a little nasty to me. Didn't that sound nasty to you? Yeah. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I'm just playing some photos of some, pictures reminiscent of the two-party system. I thought I'd play that in the background so all of you can see what it's all about. We'll call this the two-party lineup, or two-party tragedy. It's like an ongoing play with no ending. Wake up, America. You're going to donate again? You getting a new car? Oh, congratulations, Carl. Yeah, I must have lost you in the phone call. Sorry. Well, thanks for giving me that tip. A 30-second spot would be really nice. I'm going to do a bunch of them. I didn't cry the first time I had anything. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure why a lot of you people are so negative about a new politics. It's difficult for many of you to step out of the box and vote outside of your party.
Because I'm good enough.
You need to be more like Stuart Smiley.
And doggone it, equal me. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, equal me.
Start thinking positive thoughts about a third party. Do that as an exercise this weekend. Get into an argument with your family at the dinner table and try not to choke on any of the food. Say, yeah, why don't we try a third party? I mean, the two-party can't seem to solve anything. This is a tragedy affecting America. We've got a whole lot of cronies running our country. Why don't we do something? Well, this is the deal about the prison-issued toilets at the local park in Deception Pass. By the way, this was taken outside of the local park. Right here is the Deception Pass Bridge, where people actually travel, 2 million people a year. This is the Deception Pass Bridge. And right around here, where it says I, is where people basically go to the bathroom in prison-issued toilets. Now, I told the current mayor, or current governor, Jay Inslee, when he was a representative, I told him that these prison-issued toilets were in our local park. And he told me that he could care less, and there's nothing he could do about it. Thank you for donating. Dave, one of my friends is a Republican, said we need to get everyone out of the House and start anew. I told her then check out you. Thank you, Carl. Well, we need a brand new person in the White House to start with. Then the Democrats, Republicans can come clean about all their corruption. And then we can start getting people back on track. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican at that point. I just want everyone to start communicating on the issues, not being a psychotic clown. Because that's what's happening in our country right now. We're being lied to every day. Well, I am going to start thinking about running for state governor if that's the office that's available.
Governor is the same year as the president.
It happens to be the same year as the presidency. I could try to run for the governorship of Washington State in 2016. Either way, I'm going to run for something. I like the fact that I ran the primary. It cost me $420.06 plus a little extra for my donation. And I'm still going to be running a slam campaign against Rick Larson because I really believe that he's not helping the environment. He's part of the two-party tragedy. Sarah is not angry at me for talking about a woman that I dated before her. But according to that woman, I didn't even date her. So, anyways, you can go to our website, my website, davidsponheim.com, if you're in our area, and print my poster to promote my campaign. Okay? That's the best way I can tell you how to stop this two-party tragedy from happening in our area. We're going to have other posters for the 2016 election the same way. Tossing Dave Salad, I just allow people to come into our show and participate in our show whenever I can. I'm not here to cater to any one person. I'm not playing favorites to any one person based on... And Lenny told 4Channel to come check me out. Thanks, Lenny, I think. You using my poster as toilet paper? Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever gets you through the night is all right. Whatever gets you through the night is all right. Yeah, it's all right. So yeah, toilet paper with my face on it, that makes you feel good. Good, go for it. Knock yourself out. Have yourself a TP party. Have an ATP party. That's right. It's an ATP party tonight, Friday night. America's TP is ready for you. Sing it. Don't rain in California. That's right. Let me get the, I don't have the lyrics for it anymore. Dave, one of my friends who's black, Jimmy, said we need to get everyone out of the house and start anew. I told her then check out you. Thanks, Sheep. You've got African American and Jamaican American friends. Good for you.
David, if you run the state governor, you can fix the present toilets at the public folk. Change your state governor, that's another government crony.
Thank you, Ed. You're right. So true. Jay Inslee didn't want to do anything. And by the way, I did get lids put on the seat. I found out they put lids on the seat finally. But I couldn't get paper to wrap around it, you know. Women need those sanitary papers, and men do too. Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Can I hear you?
Hello, this is Scott. How you doing? I'm watching your program right now on World Live.
Oh, really? Okay, Scott. Go ahead. Thank you.
And I have a question. Right now with the patent system in the U.S., it says that the government can go in and use certain patents if the time allows for it. Like, let's say there's an oil patent that increases the amount of gasoline that one can use. Is that like a fair assumption that the government doesn't have the right to go in and use a patent just because it benefits them at a certain time?
What I want to do is see patent law. It can be changed by Congress, but I want to see patent law not allow anybody to buy a patent and sit on it. Anybody who has a patent should be required to license that patent for use. Allow it to be used. That's all I'm asking. So if some Baxter Labs has a patent on a vaccine that's helpful for the world, and they don't want anyone to use it unless it's them, that would be a violation. We should be allowed to make generic versions of a patented particular product as long as we pay the licensing fee. Now, every patent owner would get, every single time that is used, they'd get money. So it makes no sense to keep a patent and stop it. Like an efficient carburetor or direct fuel injection system that gets 100 miles per gallon. It would be a tragedy to see an oil company buy that up and prevent that from going into cars, production cars around the country. So we want to make sure patents are open for everybody to license and use. That's all I'm saying.
Would there be like a certain amount of time that you have to use the patent? Like, would it have to be 5 years, or you have to relinquish your ability to patent?
There are current laws in place right now. I don't know if we can modify those. We could talk about it with Congress, but all these changes to patent law require Congress. I, as a president, cannot do it. The car industry has been buying up efficient engines and stopping the production on them. Recently, ExxonMobil bought the nickel metal hydride patent, and they aren't making any. Echo.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So.
So what about the government using patents that they are allowed to use if it helps them at the point that they need to use them?
Well, yeah. If the government needs to use something like create a patent, a life-saving heart medication, and the heart company refuses to make a generic version of it, I think the government has a real important obligation to help people, part of the General Welfare Clause of the Constitution. I think we should make generic medicine. I think the government could make generic medicine. It would appeal to a market that people can't afford to pay for. And it wouldn't even be taking money away from big pharma. It would actually be just giving opportunities to old people who are dying to get some blood pressure medication. You know, I don't want to become a killer or part of an evil government. Guess 174, okay? Thank you. Peace out, kidney thief. Thanks for coming in, man.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm listening.
Oh, when you stick your fingers in Jamaica with it, was it soft?
Yeah, anyway. You led up to that question very well. I've never been socially awkward. I'm the life of the party. People are really shocked at how funny I am, to the point where many people don't like to invite me over because I'm so fun. Yeah, I try to lower the level of funness when I go to a place and have fun. But I'm just such a fun guy that people are like, God, this guy's taking all the fun away from our party because he's so fun. No, I'm not a megalomaniac. I'm a magnetic personality. Big difference. I have almost a ingrained sense of charisma that I can't shed everywhere I go. People say, there goes David Jingleheimer Schmidt. I don't need attention. I don't even need to do this show. It's not like I was out in the garden earlier and saying to myself, you know, I really enjoy just working in the dirt. I literally said that to myself. I don't necessarily enjoy talking on the show. I enjoy working in the dirt. That's that farmer in me. I don't know. You were a pimp? Really? Farmer John. I think your plan sucks. David Mom. Okay, go ahead. It's Rodney doing his alternate voice. Check it out. Go ahead, Rodney.
Hey, Discount.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, brother?
I came from farming stock a long time ago when I was a kid.
So, seriously, man, so why were you even carrying on this conversation about this Jamaican product? You never even talked to her. I mean, what the hell?
Whoa, you're using some pretty harsh words there, buddy. I just dropped a guy on a call when they used the F word. Hang on. Go ahead.
Call from. Hey, it's Awesome Carl.
Okay, good.
To add this caller to your current call, press 5. To press
Okay, we're in the call with Rodney and Awesome Carl. Hey. Hey, it's me, Awesome Carl.
I have a couple serious questions.
What's your question, Carl?
Well, first of all, how do you propose to fix the problem with the elderly having to choose many times between paying for their medication or paying for food?
Repeat your question, Carl. I didn't quite get that.
Medication.
Oh, okay. Well, people right now, I got you. People that can't afford medication right now, because the cost of a lot of blood pressure medication is $150 a jar. I will be able to get them that same blood pressure medication generic for only $29.99. That's right, only $29.99, and they'll be getting generic medication and they'll save their life. Okay?
That's a really good plan.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you plan on, because there are a lot of the these nursing homes and stuff are abusive
Yeah.
to the elderly, and some don't have families. Are you planning on cracking down on those places?
Yes, we're going to follow the model that was conducted in Mississippi, where many of the nursing homes were atrocious snake pits during the 1970s, and following a federal crackdown, they became comfortable places where people could eat nice food and have good times, and they didn't get beat up by the orderlies. So yeah, we've got a lot of reformation to do across the nation. Part of that could be monitoring them with surveillance cameras. We could possibly have that. Making sure that old people aren't getting beaten up during their art session when they work with, you know, sticks and stones. Carl, thank you for calling in and asking those questions. Let me ask Rodney. Rodney, did you have any experience with nursing homes at all?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Do you have any memory of nursing homes? Any time in your life or your family's life? Have you ever been in a nursing home and visited family members?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Do you think they're managed properly, or do you think they're snake pits?
Well, I could see if you were a broke motherfucker, it'd be in a snake pit. The places I visited were pretty nice.
All right, well, there you have it. I think you got to expect money will get you something. Carl, is that you, or that's somebody else?
Pardon me?
I'm going to bring one more person to the call and see how long this will hold. Hang on.
Call from Lena.
Lena.
Add a caller to your current call. Bob.
Okay, we're on with Lena, Carl, and Rodney. Who wants to speak first?
Well, you need to say Lena.
I just want to say that I want Carl to stop.
Everyone wants to speak at once. Go ahead, Rodney.
I want Carl to shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Listen, boy.
Mellow out. You're free to talk right now.
You are so funny, Rodney.
Yeah, thanks. Carl's got his own show now. He doesn't need to look for attention here, but go ahead.
Okay, can I ask my question real quick?
Okay, go ahead, Lenny.
As part of the LBG community, I was wondering if hot sauce would be illegal, or would I have to marry outside of my race?
You know, if you're part of the LGBT community, you have nothing to worry about. I'll protect you from discrimination. But you can get married in states that allow that.
Hot sauce will always be legal.
A lot of people like your show, Carl. They say, Carl has a great show. There you go. So you get a lot of positive responses. Rodney, how come you didn't start a show on here and compete with Carl?
Carl, your show's a total fucking abortion, bro.
Carl doesn't get that. He says Carl has a great show right here. Somebody says Carl has a great show right there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't think Rodney's verbally challenged.
Legal.
Rodney's not verbally challenged.
I'm so glad you're keeping cock sauce legal. I don't know what I would do without cock sauce.
I'm sorry, I can't understand what you're saying. You're talking about
Cock sauce. You said that you wouldn't discriminate against me, and I could keep cock sauce legal, right? Because you wouldn't discriminate.
I'm not going to discriminate against you, but I don't know what you're talking about. Some sort of a sauce? Is that a type of gravy you're talking about? Is that like a Slurpee gravy you're discussing? Hey, we're all at the end of our show. Thanks again, Carl, for calling in. Rodney, it's always a pleasure, as usual. Thanks for co-hosting. I hear you, buddy. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. All right, we're not taking any calls tonight. Sarah took off for the rest of the night. The open line is no longer open.
You're done too. Bye.
Honest Frank. Wait a second. Honest Frank wants to talk. Hang on. Honest Frank, what's the story about people accusing you of things? What's going on? Defend yourself. Honest Frank? Okay. We lost him. Boy, this is an exciting show tonight. We got all kinds of people calling. If any of you want to write my name in, let me make sure you get the spelling right. It's Sponheim for U.S. Congress. I am here wearing the same tie I took in the picture, and I'm going to go right into that picture right now and talk to you guys, talk to you folks. Yeah, so this is it. This is my last-ditch attempt to put a spike in the political process coming up in the general, I'm going to be running over 50 of the smaller signs, like this, and I'm going to be running probably 30 or 40 of the bigger signs to stop Larson. And a lot of these signs are going to be taken down like they did before when they cheated in the last election. I know that. So I'm making even more of these things. The net cost for me to produce one of these things with a stake is about $3. It's pretty nominal. It's a lot less than the cost they're facing for their signs. So we're going to be having a pretty good show tomorrow night. It's going to be an anti-war rally, and we're almost at a war with Russia in about 3 different areas: Syria, Ukraine, and Iraq. I'm sure Russia is going to somehow enter some sort of a conflagration with us at any time. But obviously Iraq isn't a Russian problem. But the Syrian and Ukrainian situation could very easily evolve into World War III. Now, Barack Obama brought us to this level. I did everything I could in my efforts over the past 6 years to warn us of the impending danger of Barack Obama's bad policies, even to the point where I actually did a blackface video back in 2008 in which I actually impersonated Barack Obama, albeit poorly, in a way that showed you that he's a total liar and a snake oil salesman. This was an attempt to save the nation. I'm not apologizing. I'm saying, folks, you got to realize I have the right to freely speak out about any issue. And I'm going to be doing another one of these videos October 31st, along with a bunch of other things I'm releasing on YouTube. So I believe that we need to raise the bar of attention to the issues and not focus on racial conflicts. You people who are calling me a racist are totally missing the point. It's satire to parody a bad president that you chose. And it wouldn't surprise me that the bad president came from a party that sabotaged my campaign. It was not makeup. It was actually vegetable beef broth. It was some sort of a Vegemite product. But I will be using Maybelline Dream makeup to make it look very, very close. I'm not apologizing for anything, so you don't have to reject me. But the Maybelline Dream makeup will be really close to Barack Obama's skin tone. And we're going to have everything, including props on the show. I'm working on my shield of blackness. No, Sarah doesn't use Maybelline. I'm working on my shield of blackness. I'm constructing this shield I'm going to construct whenever somebody asks me a question. Like, what about Benghazi? And the shield of blackness will come up. What about Fast and Furious and the sale of 65,000 guns to drug cartels? And the black shield will come up. And Eric Holder will be standing there with a shield too. You know, everybody who asks a question about Barack Obama's ineptitude and incompetence is always told that they're a racist by the Democrats. Well, Topper Dan, you can read all you want about anything. All that stuff is coming from people that have threatened my life. So if you think that's funny to read about stuff that people write about me threatening my life, then you're a pretty sick dude. You probably spend your time all night like watching Faces of Death. All 26 CDs. And anyone who accuses my cat of being toast is wrong, because my cat is going to live to be the oldest cat on earth. Sarah uses a natural makeup teacup. It's a combination of Burt's Bees, and I believe she uses a
mineral. There's an Elf one.
Elf is a product that's really natural. It's made with sea salts, and it's really natural. What did Howie reporting live say? 173?
Mike had mostly.
Well, let's be clear. Not elf salts.
Micah mostly.
Micah. Honest Frank, wow. Honest Frank, are you there? Is this you? Hang on one second. Honest Frank, you're not really Honest Frank. Let me hear you say hot dog.
Hey, listen, don't be racist, okay?
No, just say hot dog. Please just say hot dog. You're not Honest Frank. This is not Honest Frank. Honest Frank would say hot dog, because Honest Frank is from New York. Topper Dan, you don't even understand this campaign. Yeah, this campaign is all about free speech, and you Democrats have lost your way. You actually have no idea what this is about, do you? You're so far off to the left, you Democrats, with your political correctness, that you forgot that the rest of the country doesn't want your crap anymore. And I have no anger whatsoever about black people or Hispanic people or Asian people or even white people. I'm angry about you Democrats wanting to take away our freedom of speech. That's what really gets me. Thank you. All right, thanks for coming in, everybody. Hangout was fun. You get to hear this in archive. I basically protect the rights of the American people to live freely, have personal freedom, to not be judged based on the color of their skin, but rather the content of their character. And I want to see equality in this country. I want to see a new ERA, Equal Rights Amendment. I want to see a new Equal Rights Amendment so we don't judge people on the color of their skin like I was judged. People think I'm white. Can you imagine that, Rodney? Call me Whitey.
How dare they, Dave?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out to my show here tonight. I want to thank Dave and Sarah, the best co-hosts in the business. Hopefully we'll have a better show for you tomorrow. I know it's been a rough week.
Yeah, I expect more from you. I expect more from you. I really do. But sheep like the show.
Right, brother.
Thank you, Rodney, for calling in, man. Take care, man. Have a good weekend.
Later,
See you tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow is our anti-war rally, and we're going to try to articulate how we're going to maintain the advantage using robotic superiority and automated weapon systems. And less boots in the ground. Not needed anymore because, in case you haven't listened, Barack Obama is now mouthing the same stuff that I've been saying for the past 6 years, that this war cannot be won. Isn't it ironic that I've been saying it for 6 years, and he finally starts mouthing the same discussion I've been saying for 6 years? Just crazy to me. And you got Rick Larson playing catch-up to my attack on his EIS, ignoring the environmental impact statement. Now he's running with an ad in our local newspaper saying he's going to open up complaints again if he can, appeasing, trying to appease the people that stood back there and said, Larson doesn't care about the environment, Larson doesn't care about the jets flying over, and to this day, he still doesn't commit to his opinion about this. Yeah. All right. Thanks again for coming in. Tomorrow is our anti-war rally. We'll see you then, 6 to 9. We also do a show in the earlier hours from 4 to 5:30, a gaming show called Skyrim. And Sarah does a great job with Skyrim. It's like a role-playing game where you travel through a magical world of ancient beings. It's very, very interesting, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's the most relaxing of all our gaming sessions from 4 to 5:30. And if you want to follow us at Twitter, just follow @thirdparty, and we'll give you a Twitter link to the gaming show. I know, it's amazing. All right, everyone, I hope you take on a more beautiful view of the world this weekend, hoping that a third party will someday occupy the White House and will begin setting things straight again and begin opening a discussion between the people on the right and the people on the left, because obviously Barack Obama can't seem to do that very well. It's sad that we've got a president who's more about his ego than he is about solving problems. It really is. And I feel for all of you Democrats, too. I was a Democrat for 30 years. I don't want to label you guys as Democrats, but frankly, you need to unleash your addiction to Barack Obama. Put it behind you, because he's the past, I'm the future. Please think about joining our centrist third party. Take care.
Neighbor, welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here. There's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend things like that before? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do something, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you've learned to do? Did you ever do anything?
In the garden of your mind, you can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's used to being curious about many things. Think about things, make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. All right, thank you everybody for coming in. Mr. McFeely.
That's always like there are so many things.
So many things
to learn about. And so many people to
garden of your mind. Grow ideas in the garden of your mind. Be curious. Many things. Make believe. All you have to do is think, and things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
81 years old. You look fantastic. You look like you're in your late 60s, early 70s. What's the secret?
I don't dare tell you.
Don't me. You don't need me.
I masturbate a lot.
Okay, I think. Thank you, Ernie. That was great. I actually heard that. Ernie, have you ever been on YouTube? Actually, oh God, my teeth fell out.
Super News presents the Master Debaters. Tonight, marijuana and crystal meth will master debate about drugs. 3, 2, 1, master debate.
I guess I'll start by saying that I think there are good drugs and bad drugs. And it's time we started differentiating between the two. Exactly. We're good drugs, man. So let's stop the insanity, and finally legalize crystal meth. That's a horrible idea. Well, no, not for medical reasons, of course. Medical meth? Yeah, man. If the doctors say it helps cure gout, then why not let grandma yak out on some tweak, Okay, no doctor has ever said that. Oh, shh! Did you hear that? Do you hear that? Right now. Oh my God! What is that? What is that? Oh, wait, that's my heart. That's my heart. You're made out of battery acid and drain cleaner. Hey, can I trust you? Because I think the government's against me. They should be. The CIA has an army of spies watching me 24/7. And that's why I hide in the bushes part of my house every night with steak knife. Folks, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Meth makes you paranoid and crazy, unlike pot, which is totally safe. Safe? That stuff takes away your motivation. I mean, do you even have a job? Like me, breaking down boxes at Safeway 17, 18 hours a day? Hey, no, you don't. Okay, hold on. Quick water. Come on, bro. Look. Do you want to have sex with strangers in truck stop bathrooms for money? How great does that sound?
Okay, thanks everyone for coming into the hangout. We'll talk to you later.
Nobody wants to go to a fish concert. No one wants to